Um, Vaccine mandates. We know the government isn't going to do vaccine mandates, but are you going to attempt to create the conditions to allow private businesses and other entities to do vaccine mandates? Is that sort of the next phase of what the federal response can do?
Absolutely, Chuck. As you know, and I've said it several times on your show, that you're not going to see a federally from the federal government mandating vaccines for the country. But I'm almost certain, in fact, I am certain, that as soon as the FDA fully approves the vaccines that are now under emergency use authorization,
when is that?
You know, Chuck, no one wants to get ahead of the FDA because they're an independent group that makes their decisions, and that's good in many respects because there will never be any concern that we're influencing them. But I hope, I don't predict, but I hope that it will be within the next few weeks. I hope it's within the month of August. If that's the case, you're going to see the empowerment of local enterprises giving mandates. That could be colleges, universities, places of business, a whole variety, and I strongly support that. The time has come is we've got to go the extra step to get people vaccinated. You want to persuade them, that's good, and I believe that some people on their own, once it gets approved as a full approval, will go ahead and get vaccinated. But for those who do not want, I believe mandates at the local level need to be done.
So can you explain what would qualify as a medical or religious exemption against the COVID-19 vaccine?
So there are very, very few medical exemptions. They are primarily severe allergies to one of the ingredients in one of the 3 vaccines. But the good news is that each of the vaccines contains different ingredients. So it would be highly, highly unlikely that anybody would be severely allergic to ingredients in all 3 of the vaccines because they generally don't share ingredients in common. And then religious exemptions. So there is some case law that helps define religious exemptions, which I think have to do with, I'm just going to say that. So for religious exemptions, there is case law. And this is really more of a legal issue, and I'm not a lawyer, but there is case law that indicates that if you have a long-held religious belief about vaccines, that can count as a religious exemption. Though I have to say, I don't know of any organized religion that provides as a tenet a belief that people should not be vaccinated. So even Hasidic Judaism, Christian Science, Jehovah's Witnesses, there are religions like that I understand do provide for vaccines, that they're not against vaccines.
What would be, and I guess on both those fronts, both medical and religious, how would somebody prove that they either have a severe allergy to one of the ingredients or, as you mentioned, has had a long-standing religious belief against vaccines, or that the religion they follow also is against them?
So each employer usually determines that. They usually have ends up having a provider. So for instance, a provider to look through the medical exemptions to see if they're bona fide, and then sometimes the legal counsel determines the religious exemptions. So that's, in my experience, it's usually the legal counsels who determine in an employer setting the religious exemptions, and a healthcare provider who determines if the medical exemptions are bona fide, and then the person themselves, the employee themselves, has to go and get documentation from a provider, and their private provider documenting their medical exemption. but oftentimes there's a provider on site at the employer in employee health, for instance, who determines if that's a bona fide medical exemption.
Do you think they would need the same type of, documentation from a religious leader that says this religion that we follow, does not allow people to have vaccines, or is that we're getting into the weeds?
This is really the legal counsel's question, but I do believe that most of the time it's something that the person has written about their own beliefs. And again, I don't know of a faith leader who says you shouldn't be getting vaccinated, but so anyway, but it gets into a lot of legal nuance. So there's,
So that's fine. I will ask a lawyer.
What's going on, everybody? Safar Sadek here. Yeah, man. Hey, I hope y'all paid attention to what this motherfucker, so-called Dr. Anthony Fauci said. I hope y'all listened to that shit real closely. If you didn't, go back and listen to it again until you understand what he said. And the one video after that, video clip, and this damn false-ass Christian pastor talking about he's gonna stand up against this damn snake oil serum and sign all these religious exemptions, and that shit ain't gonna work. I'm gonna get into it, but I just wanted to point that out. But before I get started into this lesson, I had a shit stain that somehow gathered some intelligence and came on my last video that I did and made a slick ass comment calling me a nigger Jew bastard or some gay shit like that. So let me go ahead and cursed are you from this day forward, your entire family. You'll be cursed when you take the snake oil serum. You'll be more cursed if you refuse to take it. You're going to be cursed in every endeavor that you do. You're going to be cursed in everything that you don't do. You're going to be cursed for the remainder of your days in this hellhole, and you're going to be 1,000 times more cursed when you leave this shithole and go right into the pits of hell. You are cursed, and only the Most High can relieve it. All right, there's your little 15 seconds of fame. Fuck that, you're not getting 10 minutes, you're not worth it. All right, now, having got all that out of the way, let's get in here. They fear you. Let's look at these 3 precepts right here that I'm gonna do, and then I'm gonna explain something to y'all that y'all asses ought to already know. Let's look at Mark chapter 15, verse 15. And so Pilate, willing to content or pacify the people, released Barabbas unto them and delivered Yeshua when he had scourged him to be crucified. That's Mark 15 and 15. All right, let's look at the next one. Acts chapter 24, verse 27. But after 2 years, Porcius Festus came into Felix's room, and Felix, willing to show or pacify the Jews a pleasure, left Paul bound. That's Acts 24, 27. And let's look at Matthew 21, verses 25 through 26. The baptism of John, whence was it? From heaven or of men? And they, leaders of the Israelites, reasoned within themselves, saying, if we shall say from heaven, he, Yeshua, will say unto us, why did ye not then believe him? But if we say, the leaders of Israel shall say of men, we, leaders of the Israelites, fear the people, for all hold John as a prophet. That's Matthew 21, 25 through 26. So these 3 precepts show you conclusively that so-called government leaders, presidents, politicians, lawmakers, and all these other shitbags that are virtually worthless, they fear the people. And everything they do it from that perspective. Fear of the people. So before I get really in depth into this, let me ask you all a question. What the fuck are y'all scared of? I'm gonna pause for 1 second. All right, a second is up. What the fuck are you people afraid of? Yeah, I'm gonna pick on you white people here for a minute, and not from because of racism either. No, I'm doing this from I really want to understand and know the answer to this question. You root-tooting constitutionalists, Second Amendment gun-carrying hillbillies got all this damn armament. Y'all are more armed than the military. Y'all are more trained than the military and the police force combined. You motherfuckers got all this damn firepower and all this training and everything. Why aren't y'all shooting the shit out these motherfuckers? Ask yourselves that question, because that's a really damn good question. What the hell are you waiting for? For them to pounce on you? That's not tactically smart. They fear y'all's asses more than they do us or anybody else in this damn country, because y'all are the greatest threat. Not African Americans, which we are not, refusing to take this snake oil serum. That ain't got nothing to do with shit. See, that's some bullshit that they fear Satan because they made an allegiance to him, and he told them, I want X amount of motherfuckers to take that shit before I get down here. And they're falling behind miserably on that schedule, and you know, they fear that for that reason. My question still stands. What the hell are you motherfuckers waiting for, man? Y'all have the tactical advantage. You really do. So what in the fuck are y'all waiting for? What the hell did you buy all them damn guns for? Did you do it to put up one hell of a defense? Your foreparents didn't do no defense. When they motherfuckers back then got pushed to a certain extent, they went on the offensive. And the government had to scramble to try to damn defend themselves against that shit. Boy, you can tell that the apple didn't fucking, as y'all say, fall far from the tree. Nah, the apple didn't even fall from the tree. Some of y'all are illegitimate, man. Y'all are not of your foreparents that stood up for what they wanted in this motherfucker. And they didn't care if they had to die and their children and their children's children reap the benefits. But you motherfuckers are from a whole different stock nowadays. You done been fluoridated and chemtrailed and frankenfood to death. Man, y'all better do something. Because this motherfucker is going down. And one of the main reasons, other than it's being prophesied, is y'all standing by allowing it to happen. Y'all are standing by allowing it to happen. Y'all allowed this country to get divided yet on another damn level. The snake oil serum recipients versus those that don't give a fuck about that shit. And yet y'all stood right by and allowed it to get to this point. So a great deal of this shit is y'all's fault. Because you, look, all these other nations on this planet will witness and experience the fullness of the New World Order for at least 3.5 years. They're gonna experience that shit like nobody else. That ain't gonna happen here. I told y'all in that video I did, Not Babylon America. Because of y'all's asses. So what the hell are you sitting on your thumbs for? What are you waiting for? An engraved invitation? How much more do these motherfuckers gotta push y'all before they get y'all out here and to act the fuck up? Are you waiting for them to shut the grid down? Are you waiting for that asteroid to blast through the damn atmosphere and fuck a lot of shit up that way? Are you waiting for them to come knocking on your door? What the hell are you people waiting on, man? All right, I'm done with that. Let's switch gears here. Let's look at Genesis chapter 11, verse 6. And Ahiah said, not man, not the angels, not Satan, and not the demons. The Most High made this observation. And Ahiah said, behold, the people, sheep, as you all like to call these motherfuckers that are asleep, is one or united. Sorry about that. Let me turn this shit off. The people is one or united, and they have all one language. And this they began to do, and now nothing will be restrained or denied them which they have imagined to do. That's Genesis chapter 11, verse 6. We're right back there to this day. We all have one language. Thank you for the internet. You can thank the internet for that. But we are not one. We've been divided every way possible. And the motherfuckers that had the firepower to stop the shit stood by and let it happen. Yeah, last year when they put you in timeout, some of you got a little antsy and, you know, flexed your muscles a little bit, but you motherfuckers are not unified. That's why you will never take this country back. That's why the South will never rise again. It should have already rose. And when it rose, it should have stayed up or fell completely down. Not rise up and then lay back down like it used to doing. See, this shit's y'all's fault. This ain't Israel's fault. This is y'all's fault. Because this was your kingdom and this was your last chance to fight for this fucking kingdom, and you motherfuckers went out with a whimper, and you're not gonna do anything until you're pushed and backed into a corner and ain't got no other options. Stupid, stupid, stupid. And these motherfuckers are afraid of y'all. That's even more stupid. So who's more cowardice, them or you all? Something y'all need to start thinking about. And I'm gonna show you why, right here. I done went over this God knows how many times. I'm gonna go over it again and show you that why these motherfuckers are afraid of you prophetically. 2 Ezra chapter 15, verse 16. You gotta use redundancy when you're dealing with you people, man, because you just don't get it. For there shall be sedition or anarchy among men. Only in Babylon, America. That shit you see going on the news, the motherfuckers over there marching down the street, all they gonna do is get tired. That marching ain't gonna do shit. Them motherfuckers don't give a fuck about that. As long as they don't have to start shooting and killing a whole bunch of motherfuckers and run a chance of them coming and running up in their damn White House, or their version of the White House and all this, they don't give a damn about that. They be in their damn bunkers and shit laughing their asses off watching you people march. Because it ain't gonna do nothing but get your ass clowned and get more draconian laws put in place. That's everywhere else on this planet. Even here in the United States, what the fuck are you marching for? Your foreparents didn't march. Nah, they started sending lead down range. Let them damn rounds that you done bought up start marching. But nah, y'all chicken shit, man. Y'all done let these motherfuckers punk, y'all done let a bunch of pussies punk y'all out. Well, you are of the same blood, so I mean, you got the same DNA, so I mean, I don't even know why I'm surprised. But for there shall be sedition, anarchy among men. But damn, what the fuck is it gonna take to get y'all to that point? And invading one another, yeah, because when you run out of resources, everybody gonna start busting in everybody else's damn houses. And when these people out here on the streets, when all this handing shit out and all this we love you all and we care and all this horse shit comes to an end, and these motherfuckers out here on these streets ain't getting all these free supplies and free food and everything, invading one another. Hell, I know I'm gonna go on a few missions. I ain't gonna have no choice. You see what I'm saying? Even though the Most High, I know he's gonna provide for me, I'm just doing it out of principle. I'm going to go into a few places. I need the exercise. But anyway, now after it says, and invading one another. Now watch this. They, you malicious, anarchists, constitutionalists, and gangbangers shall not regard or obey their kings nor princes. Yeah, your president, government, officials, politicians, military, or law enforcement. But what in the fuck are you people waiting for to get to this point? You've had plenty of opportunities to force their hand with violence, yet you a bunch of damn puppies and sat by whimpering and whining. They're gonna take away our unemployment. They're gonna kick us out in the street and take away the eviction moratoriums. And y'all got all these fucking guns and shit, man. What a bunch of wimps. These other nations are looking at that shit and they know y'all armed to the teeth. And they was like, man, if we only had a fraction of the damn firepower the motherfuckers had, we would have been overthrown this government. But they're not allowed to have arms. You motherfuckers got them. Y'all more pacifist than anybody else. So, you know, by that line of reasoning, whatever it may be, y'all are the architects of your own destruction, sitting around on your ass when you have the ability to put a stop to this shit. You've had the ability, but the mind ain't right. So the guns ain't gonna matter if you ain't gonna use them. But you will eventually, but damn, how much more do you have to lose before you get to that point? Some of y'all gonna have to lose every damn thing before y'all get to that point, but by then it's too late. You're not gonna get it back, all right? Now watch this part right here. This is what they feared because they know this, which is why they took all this information out of your Bibles. And the course of their actions, go back and read Genesis 11 and 6. Once y'all all get to that point, and some of y'all will get to that point to where you start damn revolting, but by then it's gonna be, you know, a far cry too late. And the course of their actions shall stand in their the militias, anarchists, constitutionalists, and gangbangers power. So when you motherfuckers decide to get out here finally and flex against these motherfuckers, you're gonna have the upper hand and you will prevail. This is prophecy, but only in Babylon. This message is just for us here in Babylon. Everybody else, this ain't got shit to do with y'all, because this ain't gonna be happening where you at. Y'all motherfuckers gonna lay down, get down, or y'all gonna lay down. But here in Babylon, America, that's what all this is talking about right here. That don't apply to no other country, because y'all motherfuckers don't have the firepower that these bubbles got over here, sitting around waiting on their only sitting on their thumbs and waiting for the cows to come home. What the fuck, man? All right, let's switch gears. Let's look at Galatians chapter 4, verse 17. Now, this is what they're gonna do. Now, their number one top guy that seduced all of y'all last year, even though they were supposed to have thrown his ass under the bus, but then they thought about it, it was like, nah, we ain't gonna do that. He's too good at what he does. That's a damn good asset. Nah, we're not gonna throw him under the bus. They forgave him. Yep, they sure did. They forgave him and let him still keep playing the game on y'all's asses, and the majority of y'all believe it. So check this out right here before I get into this precept right here, because this is the new tactic. Well, it's not new. They had already planned this, but this is the tactic they're gonna use to keep y'all's motherfuckers' asses still and to get more and more and more of y'all to agree to do this dumb shit. That motherfucker said that there will not be a federal mandate for people to do this shit. And they're not, and there won't be, not in Babylon. Everywhere else, yeah. But here in Babylon, ain't gonna happen. So y'all can forget that. It ain't gonna happen. All you motherfuckers that participated in this shit and you looking for the so-called federal government to mandate that everybody else do it, in your dreams, it'll never happen. And the top sorcerer or warlock that propagated this lie, that seduced you dummies into doing that shit, said it out of his mouth that there'll not be a federal mandate to force people to do this shit. And they don't have to, because they done pacified y'all's asses to the point they're gonna use this tactic, and this tactic is gonna work more and be more effective than any government mandate that they ever would have came out with. Watch this right here. Galatians 4 and 17. They, president, government officials, politicians, military, law enforcement, zealously affect or influence you. And that's where they are right now. And they are zealously doing it, influencing people to do this shit. Now watch this. They would, they, the president, government officials, politicians, military, law enforcement, would exclude you. What do you mean? From participation in society. And see, that scared the shit out of 95% of y'all. Even you bubbles and constitutionalists and militias and all of y'all. Man, they shook y'all's bitch asses to the core by threatening to exclude you from participating in this wicked ass society. Some of y'all almost committed suicide when y'all started hearing them talk about that. Well, if you don't do it, you can't go here. If you don't do it, you can't go there. If you don't do it, you're gonna lose your job. If you don't do it, you're gonna get kicked out. If you don't do it, blah, blah, this. Y'all, some of y'all sold y'all's guns and apologized publicly for ever buying them when they put this on y'all's ass right here. From participation in society. That ye might affect or submit to them. And that's Galatians chapter 4, verse 17. So what they did, they used that witchcraft and everything, and they said, okay, if y'all don't, and what they did last year was put y'all's motherfucking asses in timeout for a good bit. And that served two very important purposes. Number one, Ahiah was behind that. And he had that happen to give everybody, everywhere, the opportunity to opt out of this society, go off grid, and become the pilgrims in the earth like so many of us did. The rest of you motherfuckers just disregarded it. emptied out your bank accounts, your 401ks, your savings, your rainy day accounts or whatever, borrowed money on credit cards or from other motherfuckers that you can't pay back, and you ain't paying your rent, your utilities, none of that shit to try to stay afloat so you can continue to participate in this bullshit ass society. When you should have opted out and got your ass out here in these streets. I know y'all like, man, fuck that. No, fuck you. Because you didn't do that, then put your ass in timeout serve another very important purpose. If you don't go along with the plan, then we're showing you right now, and this was last year, what life is gonna be like for you should you refuse to comply with what we want you to do. So those are the two reasons why motherfuckers went in timeout last year. So ask yourself this question: which option did you choose? Did you choose to opt out of this bullshit like we did? And we still going strong. We still doing good. A lot of us are doing better than when we was participating in this fucked up ass society. Or did you opt to continue participating in it? Now your ass can't ever get a moment to sit down and breathe half good, and you all stressed out. You don't know if you're gonna come home one day and the locks on your doors done been changed or your utilities cut off. I mean, they got y'all's asses stressed out. Where you should have took option A and opted out, then you wouldn't have to worry about none of that shit. Cause I damn sure don't worry about none of it, don't give a fuck about it. Motherfuckers be talking about, yeah, man, I don't know if they gonna cut my lights off tomorrow. I experienced that last year when I had an apartment in Mobile, Alabama. Man, when I got out of that motherfucker, it was like a blessing in disguise. Cause I ain't look back, I don't give a fuck about no apartment. I never have to worry about that shit again. Coming home and the utilities been cut off and it's a damn near 100 degrees with 107 degrees heat index with humidity and shit like that right there. I don't have to worry about none of that shit no more. It's no longer a concern, and it's been that way for going on a year. But see, the majority of you are so proud and feel like, well, I'm better than that. Are you? Well, guess what? You wouldn't good that damn good. You rolled your sleeve up and took that horse shit. You wasn't that motherfucking good. And some of you going back for your third time, because the majority of you already done this shit twice. So you're out of here, man. You out in the ballpark. It's a wrap for you. You might as well go in here and blow your fucking brains out. Ain't no need trying to revolt now. What are you revolting now for? Should have been revolting last year instead of worrying about what happened to George Floyd. Fuck that. Y'all should have been fighting against this bullshit. And to hell with what happened to George Floyd, because worse shit's that happened to other motherfuckers and nobody said a word about it. So that was dumb, stupid in and of itself. Yeah, I know a lot of y'all probably, damn, but you black, fuck that. That was all part of the damn plan. So y'all dropped the ball too many damn times, and now they done pushed us back against the wall, appealing to your flesh. Well, if you don't do it, you can't participate in society. And y'all love this shit so much, you worship it like a god, and that's the reason why you're going along with it. And you're going to hell for it. All right, let's move on. Give a fuck about your feelings being hurt, you being offended. I love that. That means I'm doing my job right. And the next shit stain that pop up and run off at the mouth, you curse too, forever and ever and ever and ever. You're gonna be among them white motherfuckers that don't get no salvation. Your ass is through. And the 99% of the Israelites that want y'all's asses dead, I pray that you get delivered right into their hands so they can do what they want to do to you. And my, do they have some things planned for you motherfuckers. I'm the biggest asshole out of all of them, but I am compassionate. At least I am offering, you all the truth that can help you escape all that shit that they refuse to tell you on purpose so that you could get delivered into their hands. So I keep it fair and balanced. I'm gonna light your motherfucking ass up, and at the same time, I'm gonna offer you the out that the Most High offered you all that's not being told to you on purpose so they can trip your ass up and have you for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So you can love me, you can hate me, but there's a reason why you're here. Y'all motherfuckers know I'm telling y'all the truth because you ain't never heard the truth before, especially where you been going to church at, so you know you done ran into the truth over here. All right, let's look at James chapter 4, verse 4. ye adulterers and adulteresses. That's the number one reason why y'all want to participate in this society, because you love committing adultery. Know ye not that the friendship or participation in society of the world is enmity or treason with the Most High? Don't you know that? Didn't you know that? When Hamashiach walked this earth, he told them about, dealing with this world and everything. That's why he had everybody to separate. That's what sanctify means. Pulled apart, set apart, get away from that shit. But y'all keep running back to it. But they got so many fun things to do. What are you, a fucking third grade? A lot of y'all are immature in your damn 40s, 50s, and 60s, and you never grew out of your damn single digits. That's another reason why y'all like this shit. You're fucking immature, man. Your ass better grow the fuck up. But yeah, this participation in society, that's how he would cause all great and small, rich and poor, free and bond to receive that proof of snake oil serum by holding your participation in society over your head. And because you love this participating in this society more than you love the Most High, that's why y'all sold out, because you ain't never known them. All you've known is good times Jesus and all this other shit, and that all the apostles and the saints and everything were white and all this other shit. But now you done found out that it was all bullshit, whether you like it or not, whether you want to admit it or not. It doesn't matter. You see it every day when you wake up, that you inherited not only Uncle Joe's fortune and all this other shit, you inherited a bunch of lies and bullshit. Jeremiah chapter 16, verse 19. I talked about that in the video I did yesterday. Yeah, y'all inherited a bunch of lies. And the very government that you thought was on your side, that was looking out for you, is now gunning for your ass. And they're not going to let you participate in their little bitch-ass society anymore if you don't bend over and spray them ass cheeks. So keep sitting around on your ass. You're going to be rolling your sleeve up. And when you do, blow your fucking brains out when you get done. That's what you bought those guns for. Suicide. Let's look at Mark chapter 4, verse 19. And the cares of this world and the deceitfulness of riches and the lust of other things entering in, yeah, like snake oil serums, which bring in demons and all this other shit, choke the word and it becometh unfruitful. Because y'all love this world so much and it's offering you absolutely nothing in return. You go to work, you come home. Go to work, you come home. And all you think about the whole year is going on some vacation to some place where everybody else like you shows up, and all y'all doing is trying to see who could outspend who and everything, and your dumb asses go back home broke, and then you hope you got enough money for Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's Eve, and you repeat the same worthless existence over and over and over again for absolutely nothing, only to go before the Most High and hear, depart from me, I never knew you. And to end up in a place that your ass will never get out of, a place that is unimaginable. And you spent and that's what y'all selling yourselves out for? That's what y'all fucking bending over for? To continue doing that dumb shit? And it's no longer sustainable because prices are rising up and up and up and up. China done launched another economic attack against the United States by shutting their port down over there, and said it was because of another variant. They played the same trick last year that got this shit started. That's why they're doing it again. Why? Because they were so successful last year. And I told y'all when that Suez Canal ordeal happened, I said, that ain't what y'all need to be worried about. What about them ports over there in China? When they start shutting them motherfuckers down, that's what y'all need to be worried about. Well, here we are. And they're passing the cost on to your ass. And you out here working 3 jobs, doing a job of 5 people on each job. Man, you working damn almost 20 people's jobs over the course of a day. And you sold out to do that? That's what you sold your soul for, to do that? Man, you're working 1,000 times harder now than you've done in your entire life. And you sold your soul to do it. Are you really that fucking stupid? The majority of you are. I mean, it's sad to say, but the majority of y'all really are that damn dumb to do some shit like that. And it's only gonna get worse Because these jobs and everything, look, motherfuckers ain't got the disposable income like they used to have to keep coming to your place of business and doing business and everything. You working in these factories and everything. The shit you doing ain't getting shipped out nowhere to where it need to go, not in a timely fashion, it ain't. And it's all been done on purpose. Because ain't enough of you motherfuckers rolling your sleeve up and playing along with the game. So they're punishing all of you. And so for you stupid ass motherfuckers that did that shit, shame on you. You get what you deserve. Because unless everybody complies, everybody dies. That's their plan. Whether you comply or not don't matter. They don't give a fuck about that, or you. All right, let's switch gears. Let's look at Mark chapter 10, verses 21 through 22. Then Yeshua, beholding him, loved him, and said unto him, one thing thou likest, go thy way, sell whatsoever thou hast, and give to the poor, and thou shalt have treasure in heaven. And come, take up the cross. In other words, become a pilgrim, homeless, and follow me. But see, y'all was given this opportunity last year. You don't have no excuses. Everybody was given this opportunity. But the majority of you all chose this option right here. Verse 22. And he was sad at that saying, and went away grieved, for he had great possessions. Mark chapter 10, verses 21 through 22. So the shit that you have in your possession, which ain't much or nothing, is more important than your soul. That speaks volumes about you as a person. But yet you get upset when we tell y'all that y'all are not the people, that we're the people. And you want to get upset at that. No, you don't get to be upset at that. You're too stupid to get upset at that. Because you went along with this game and was given another opportunity not to play this game, and the majority of you are armed to the teeth, and all of y'all could have stormed every damn state capitol in this country and took them bitches hostage and stayed there. The people would have supported you. Trump was in office then, y'all's buddy. You would have got the support that you wanted, but what happened, man? What happened? George Floyd was more important to y'all than your own liberties and freedoms. So you getting what you deserve, all of you. You're getting it. And the best is yet to come, and you earned every bit of it by sitting on your fucking ass and being a retard, but then you want to come over here and get mad at us because we tell you that we're Israel, and we are, and that you're not Israel, and you're not. Some of you white people are Israelites. I'm gonna tell you what a lot of these other Israelites ain't gonna tell you. And not all of you niggas in this country are Israelites. Some of y'all, these other nations or whatever, some of you white people are Israelites, and the ones that hang around on this channel, there's a very damn good chance that you are of the house of Israel. If you're suffering and struggling like niggas do, and having a, you're not getting the benefit from Uncle Joe's inheritance or white privilege and everything, there's a 90% chance or better that you are an Israelite. I'm gonna put this out here. I'm gonna put it out there. Because the Israelites, especially the tribe of Judah, will fuck any woman. They don't care. The Most High tell them, don't fuck with these heathens. What do? Shoot him the finger and go do it anyway. Been doing it. Still doing it. So some of y'all are us, even though you look like them. So what the problem is, man? Why you motherfuckers still sitting around waiting for them to tell you that, okay, well, if you don't do this, then you can't participate in society? Y'all were given ample time to prep, but oh no, the majority of you motherfuckers was laughing at the preppers. Oh, we're crazy. We're tinfoil hat wearing conspiracy theorists. And this and that and the other, and blah, blah, blah. Well, guess what? A lot of these motherfuckers that y'all laughed at and everything and made fun of, they ain't took that shit and they ain't got to worry about participating in society. So what if I can't go to a bar? Ain't nothing but a bunch of fairies and candy asses hanging out in them anyway, and a bunch of damn used up bitches. So what? So what if I can't go to the stadium or the ball game? I don't even watch the shit on TV or anything else. There's nothing but a bunch of fucking fairies and candy asses out there bullshit. So what if I can't go to these restaurants? I know how to cook, even out here. I don't give a shit. I've been preparing for this shit and tried to teach others to do so, but y'all just drug your ass around, fucking around, playing the bullshit, wanting another opportunity to be wicked, and expecting the Most High to bless you in doing it and everything, like you done lost your goddamn mind. And it's only because of his grace and mercy he didn't kill a lot of y'all for that shit and send you straight to hell. But that's what the problem is. I don't want to be separate and set apart. I don't want to be isolated and singled out. You're going to be singled out in judgment. Now, how about that? Let's look at Luke chapter 22, verse 35. And Yeshua said unto them, when I sent you without purse and scrip and shoes, lacked ye anything? And they said, nothing. And I can stand right here while I'm doing this video and say with 100% honesty, ever since I've been out here, I've had more and accumulated more since I've been out here than I have in decades. And I'm going to show you why. I'm going to show you why. See, first of all, because I opted out of this motherfucker when the getting was good, when you could have flew under the radar. Now it's getting harder and harder to do that shit now. And I'm gonna explain the main reason why at the end of this lesson. But check this out right here. I ain't been without nothing. I've even had more money in the last year than I've had in over a damn near over a decade. I've run into a lot of money since I've been out here. Okay? So y'all, oh, I don't want to be homeless. People are gonna look at me a certain type of way. They're already looking at you a certain type of way because you're a fucking idiot. All these people you think like you, they can't wait for you to walk away so they can talk shit about you. They don't like you now. So you might as well stand out and be separate for a worthy cause. Because the motherfuckers you think are your friends are the reasons why you keep suffering a lot of shit you're going through. Because you got a lot of damn knives in your back. That's why your back hurting all the damn time. Your so-called friends are stabbing you in your damn back. Been doing it. It ain't something that's just starting. They been doing it. You're just now finding out that's what's going on. Now watch this. Now he asked that question. When I stripped y'all and sent y'all out there to be homeless, did y'all like anything? No. And check this out. And I'm going to show you why. If you all had done what you were supposed to last year and opted out. Because I've been, look, I'm telling you, I've been operating under this precept on autopilot. Just by simply opting out. Let's look at Jeremiah 15:11. Ahiah said, verily, it shall be well with thy remnant. Verily, I will cause the enemy, Esau, Edom, the other nations, to entreat or provide for thee well in the time of evil and in the time of affliction. And that's Jeremiah 15:11. See, y'all don't believe what you read because, see, you do it from European white supremacist Catholicism and Christianity perspective, which doesn't really teach you about real faith at all. That's the number one reason why y'all didn't opt out of this shit. Come on out here and do what you needed to do. My health has increased. I'm about as healthy now as I was 30 years ago. It's like a reset button was hit after coming back from the dead. Some of y'all are halfway in the grave right now, especially after taking that bullshit. Being out here in this sun and this heat and not up under that AC, which is making your ass sick. Do the research. That shit's making your ass sick, but you can't imagine being off from under it. There's a cool breeze always blowing in this motherfucker, and all you gotta do is get in the shade. You don't need AC. I went into a bathroom today that had AC. I had to come out of there. Fuck that. Your ass need to be sweating. It's good for you. Get all them damn toxins and all that other shit, poisons that they're putting in your ass. Sweat that shit out. But y'all don't want to sweat. Y'all don't want to come out here. You're too good. You're too full of pride. You think you're better than this. And at the same time, what little bit of money you get, you cannot make ends meet. Pursuant to Haggai chapter 1. Just go read Haggai chapter 1. And you'll see what your life is like. You make wages to put in a bag with holes in it. And whatever you do make, the Most High is blowing on that shit. Whereas if you would step out on real faith and be obedient and come out here, no, it's not a walk in the park out here. You have different challenges out here than you have when you are. But guess what? A great deal of y'all get ready to come out here anyway, even if you took that shit. You still gonna come out here, so you should have went on ahead and done it before everybody else gets out here. You would have the advantage. You don't start buying stocks and shit 30 years after the shit's already done been on the market. No, you want to get in on it before everybody else do. Like they always talk about, if I'd have bought this particular stock when it first came out, I have X amount. That's the same principle about coming out here. You'd have been straight. And I've suffered monumental losses. Just suffered another one here recently. So what? The same day I started getting resupplied. The Most High let me know, okay, now it's time for you to start traveling fast and light and sleep wherever you can. Because it's not important. It ain't about where you sleep at. Because that's another problem in this country. You motherfuckers sleep too damn much. You sleep, you let the body get some rest, get your ass up, get to moving. There's work to be done. Lazy. That's why your ass fat and got diabetes and have to take insulin and all this other shit, because you're lazy. You lay up on your damn asses all the time up under this AC, eating like fucking horses and shit. And that's what y'all roll y'all sleeves up to continue to do. To continue to let these motherfuckers kill y'all's asses because they fear you. And they feel like, hey, it's time for y'all to go. Y'all have sat back and let these motherfuckers make a determination that it's time for y'all to be exterminated. And y'all still ain't doing shit. Still ain't saying nothing. So you deserve what they're gonna do to you. Let's look at Luke chapter 6, verse 22. Blessed are ye when men shall hate you and when they shall separate you from their company. Oh man, that's going on now more so than it did during the Civil War, because you won't participate in taking that snake oil serum like there's some type of rite of passage or badge of honor. No, it's fucking stupidity and suicide. But because the majority of this damn population are damn dumb as hell, it makes sense to them. But because you refuse to do it, or they separate you from their company, good, you don't need to be around them anyway, and I'm gonna show you why. You're actually putting yourself in a better position strategically to have them separate, you from their company. That's the best thing that can happen for you in this damn fucked up environment. I'm gonna show you. And shall reproach or criticize you and cast out your name as evil for the Son of Man's sake. Not good times, Jesus, or none of this other bullshit, for the real Hamashiach. I got a video in my on my channel called The Real Hamashiach, and one called Good Times Jesus. That's why I keep mentioning that. It's a cue for you to go look through the BitChute and watch that and get your feelings hurt and get offended and everything, so you can get past that shit and actually get help when all the other Israelites are looking for your destruction. Because some of y'all are going to go with us when we go to the wilderness, kicking and screaming. It don't matter, your ass is going. And the ones that come over here and listen and adhere and get past the fact that you done been lied to, and all, we've all been lied to. You ain't the only ones. Shit. Get past that shit and get out of your feelings and get into these prophecies and these scriptures and start doing this stuff. Look, the Most High, he'll show mercy on you when he's destroying everybody else in a way that's just defies logic. You'll be safe. That's what you want more than anything else, because this motherfucker ain't, what y'all see right now is all they're gonna give you as far as opening up this economy and going back to normal. You just seen the best of it today. Moving forward, you ain't gonna see that shit no more, because today, so-called the FDA is supposed to approve that shit to be used for general use, which they've already done. Before they even started this shit, it was already approved. But see, they gotta play the people. They gotta play some of y'all, because some of y'all, just like when you go fishing, some fish, you throw shit out there, them motherfuckers will jump on it. Hell, you could damn land in the water and the motherfucker will bite your ass and beg for you to take her out of the damn water. Other fish, they call game fish. You gotta play these motherfuckers, and you gotta be highly skilled at it too. Them fish ain't gonna just bite anything, and what you throw in there, you gotta damn work that shit. That's what they had to do with the rest of y'all. All this shit was already planned. They want y'all to think, well, we got to do this. No, all that shit was already done. Okay? All that shit was already done. So, yeah. You are good. Good for you. If they don't want you to have nothing to do with you no more, they done wrote you off, fuck them. Shit. Especially if they took that bullshit to hell with them, because that's where they're going. All right, let's move on. Let's look at 1 Peter chapter 4, verses 1 through 4. I'm almost done. For as much then as Yeshua has suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourselves likewise with the same mind. For he hath suffered in the flesh, or for he that hath suffered in the flesh has ceased from sin. You want to stop sinning? Suffer in the flesh. And what's the best way to suffer in the flesh in this society? Get your ass out the crib and go homeless. Get rid of all that shit like he told you and give it away, sell it, whatever, and get your ass out here and live this life of a pilgrim. You'll stop doing a lot of sinning because you ain't gonna have time to do it. You're not gonna have opportunity to do it, and eventually you're not gonna have the appetite or the desire to do it. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Verse 2, that he no longer should live the rest of his time in the flesh to the lust of men, but to the will of a higher. And I just told you the best way to do that. And you were given the opportunity to do it last year. That's what your ass should have done instead of fighting it. Verse 3, for the time past of our life may suffice us to have wrought the will of the Gentiles when we walked in lasciviousness, lust, excess of wine, revelings, banquetings, and abominable idolatries, wherein they think it strange that ye run not with them to the same excess of riot, speaking evil of you. That's 1 Peter chapter 4, verses 1 through 4. So yeah, all that shit that you used to do back in the day, and you had your little circle of friends, you used to go to clubs together and do all this other wickedness and idolatry and adultery and all this other stuff you used to be involved with. Now, because you decided, hey, I'm not taking that bullshit, now they're looking at you strange now. Now they're putting your name out as evil. Now they don't want nothing to do with you as though you had raped one of your own damn cousins or sisters. Hell, motherfucker in your family did that. As long as they took the snake oil serum, they'll at least forgive them, not you. That's how this thing is. That's how they have divided this whole country on that level. But so what? Come out here on the streets, you'll have a new family out here waiting on you. Oh yeah, because you're gonna run into a whole bunch of people that made the same decision that you made and gonna suffer in the same way that you're suffering, but can show you how to get by all that shit. When I came out here, everybody didn't come out here at the same time. A lot of these people had already been out here. So when I got out here, all I had to do was open my mouth and ask questions, and every answer was answered. Every question was answered. Every need was more than met. More than met. Okay? I'm telling y'all. And I've been doing these videos and everything and putting them on here. So you see what I'm saying? So there's no excuses, man. You need to get out of that environment. That way it won't be used as a weapon against you to force your back against the wall to where you eventually be like, well, damn, fuck it, I ain't got no more options. And roll your damn sleeve up. Walk the fuck away from it all. Go off grid. Get rid of anything that's gonna trace you, attach you to this motherfucker. To hell with it. Because I'm telling y'all, a lot of y'all gonna end up out here anyway, whether you did it or not. You're coming out here anyway, so you might as well do it on your terms. That's what I'm telling you. Watch this. Now, we already talked about how they're gonna, done separated you. You can't go to the family reunions or the get-togethers. Your grandma's in a hospital about half dead on the way out of here. You can't even go see her because they act like watchdogs. They don't want you nowhere near there. Or you're gonna make her sick and make it worse and crazy shit like this. Let's look at Luke chapter 21, verses 16 through 17 and verse 23. And ye shall be betrayed both by parents and brethren and kinfolks and friends, and some of you shall they cause to be put to death. Why? Because you don't want to go alone. And they're gonna give your ass up. And it's happening now, but it's gonna get worse and worse and worse the more pressure they keep applying to this whole damn population. Okay, look, we still got a percentage of motherfuckers that don't want to do this shit. They're gonna punish everybody for us taking a stand. That's how their plan is. That's a military tactic. I know because I was in basic training twice, and it's very effective. Okay, we got 90% motherfuckers did the shit. I'm just throwing that out there. 10% don't want to do it, so you 90%, y'all gonna suffer worse than the 10%. And they're gonna get them to apply more pressure to you, not the government, not the military, not law enforcement, no, the other people. They're gonna be the one putting this peer pressure on your ass. Some of y'all gonna cave into it too. Verse 17, and ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake. This better be the reason why you're doing this shit, and not just because you want to be a rebel or you're doing it for some ulterior motive, you'll go to hell for that shit. And if you're doing it for good times Jesus because you still think he's white and attached to the Catholic Church of Christianity, you're gonna go to hell for that shit. So you better make sure your damn motives are pure and accurate. Verse 23, but woe to, now watch this right here. This is the number one tactic they're gonna use to get the rest of y'all that are still on the fence. They're gonna get the majority of y'all to do this shit. And I'm gonna show you why right here. Verse 23 in Luke 21. But woe unto them that are with children and to them that give suck or breastfeed in those days or these days, for there shall be great distress in the land and wrath upon this people. That's Luke chapter 21, verses 16 through 17 and verse 23. So they're going after the kids now. That's gonna break the rest of y'all that don't want to do this shit. You will fold unless you just say, you know what, I'll see him in the afterlife. I love him, but I love Hamashiach more. To hell with good times Jesus. I'm getting on the real team now. Ain't gonna be too many of y'all doing that shit. Ain't gonna be too many of you so-called strong and independent women gonna make that decision because you're weak. And you're not gonna do that. And another reason why you're not gonna do that, because y'all don't like being uncomfortable for any period of time. So you're gonna fold. Right now, you think these little religious exemptions and everything are gonna cover you? Let me tell y'all something, man. I just did a video about the 501c3 deal with the devil. Any preacher that tries to stand up and take a stand against this is gonna get either murdered or gonna get put out there for some sort of sex scandal. Watch what I tell you. It might be your pastor right now. Now he done been lying to you and deceiving you all this time and teaching you European white supremacist Catholicism and Christianity and good times Jesus and prosperity, making him rich and all this other shit. Now all of a sudden this motherfucker want to call himself taking a stand against the very system that he's been supporting all this time. I know somebody else, well, a lot of people, but I know some other famous person that did something like that and it didn't go well for him, by the name of JFK. You fill in the blanks. You can't make a deal with the devil and then backpedal and think you're gonna get out of it. You will become a blood sacrifice. So them little petitions that these motherfuckers are signing, they're gonna rip that shit right in your face and they're gonna tell you, okay, since you don't wanna do it and everything, we're taking your kids from you. Then let's see what happens. Then we're gonna see how strong and independent you are. And you bitches are gonna fold because you ain't got no man around for strength. Because the very government that you divorced your husband for and fornicated with and committed adultery with is now turning on you and telling you, bitch, if you don't do this shit, then we're gonna divorce your ass and take your kids away like you did, like we allowed you to do your man. Now how about that? All right, last two precepts and I'm gonna get off y'all's ass. Let's look at Luke chapter 23, verse 29. For behold, the days are coming and are here, in which they shall say, blessed are the barren, men and women, and the wombs that never bare, and the paps or breasts which never gave suck. Luke chapter 23, verse 29. So all you women out there that's done been made to feel, you know, like shit and less than a woman and this, that, and the other, lift your head up. Because see, that was done on purpose so that you don't have to have your children used against you as a last desperate ditch effort to commit treason and suicide. So any of you women out there that don't have children and you took this shit, your ass is gonna suffer more in hell than the other women. Oh yeah, because you were actually given an option not to do this shit and not to have children as a determining factor for you doing this shit. He gonna bust your ass. And they go for you dudes, you ain't got no kids, you ain't got no business doing it. You ain't got no business doing it anyway, but if you ain't got no kids like myself, you ain't got no business doing this shit. None. So this is the last card they're playing right now. They're out of cards. They're all the way down to the last card in the deck, people. Now it's the kid card. That's it. They have no more cards in the deck. They have no more decks. The deck is empty. This is the last card, man. Let's look at 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verses 44 and 46. I talk about this in a lot of past videos too. they that marry as they that shall get no children. So those of you that got married and you didn't know that you was being lied to and deceived by this false Christianity and everything, and now all of a sudden you're waking up, number one, you better not take this shit, and number two, you better not get pregnant. Now you figure out how to do that on your own, but you better not do it, and I'm gonna show you what happened if you did do it. Whether you knew or not, don't matter. And they that marry not as the widowers, or as though your spouse is dead. If you ain't married because you're separated, divorced, whatever, stay that way. That way that spouse don't end up strong-arming your ass and begging and pleading for you to do this shit because they was weak and did it. Stay by yourself. You're better off that way, because we're there now, people. We are there, and this shit's only gonna get worse. And I'm revealing all this stuff to you all because these other Israelites ain't gonna tell y'all this shit. They're not, because a lot of them are gonna damn sell out before long. And they damn sure want all of you white people to suffer for what has happened to us over the past 400 years. Well, my thing is, Israel, number one, Israel deserved that shit. Number two, it was prophesied. And number three, I'm not prejudiced and I'm not racist. I know y'all might be like, oh, no, I'm not. I'm not at all. But I'm going to put this word out there, and I'm going to put the truth out there. I'm going to tell you who is racist. I'm going to tell you who is prejudiced. This, all these motherfuckers that push this damn fake ass white supremacist European Christianity and Catholicism, those are your racists. Because those are the motherfuckers that went all over the world and have done many atrocities to Israelites and other people for no other reason than because they wouldn't bend to their will. Kind of like what they're doing now. Yeah, kind of like what they're doing now, except they're just doing it in a different manner. So those are your racists right there, man. So don't get upset at me and feel a certain type of way because you perhaps may be the same color as them, because that doesn't necessarily mean that you are of the same bloodline. And for those, and even if you are an Edomite, as long as you come on here and learn this truth and do all that you can do to not only avoid participating in this society, but help those that are in need, and you're in a position right now to do it. That's why I keep alluding to that damn lesson I did, Get Out of Hell Free card. The Most High has to honor his word in Genesis chapter 12 when he told Abraham, I will bless those that bless thee, and I will curse those that curse thee. It's just that plain. So you bless Israel in this time. You be the people in Jeremiah 15:11. Be them. That's your ticket out of here, man. I put my name and reputation on it based on the scriptures and what I just told you. I put my reputation on it. Okay? Now, you go find another Israelite that'll make you make that same statement, or that'll back you in doing that. You send me the link to his video. But I ain't gonna wait on that, because you're not gonna find it. These motherfuckers want y'all's asses dead. All of you, every single one of you, they want y'all's asses dead. But that's not scripture, man. It's not prophecy. See, they're going off of their feelings and emotions. I don't do feelings and emotions. I'm highly analytical and logical. That's why I come off the way I do. I don't give a fuck about feelings and emotions, especially dealing with men. Fuck that. That's why so many fairies and candy asses around here now. Motherfuckers are into your feelings worse than these women are. Okay, they that marry is they that shall get no children. All right, if you got them, then they're gonna be used against you. It's gonna be a tough decision to make, but if you want to save your soul, you're gonna have to let them go, because Hamashiach did say in Matthew chapter 10, goes down about verse 34 and work your way down. He said, he that loveth mother and father more than me is not worthy of me. And then Luke 14:26, he said, if you don't hate mother and father and sister and brother and your own self, you can't be my disciple. Now he made that statement, I didn't. These are the times where that's gonna have to come into play. You're gonna have to love him and escaping hell more than you do your children that are gonna be used against you. Verse 46, for strangers, the government shall reap their fruits in a form of wage garnishments, because they're now threatening if you're working and you don't do this shit. One motherfucker was talking about taking out $50 per paycheck. Soon, they just gonna take the whole paycheck. Why just take $50? You'll just figure out how to get around that. They might do that the first paycheck just to let you know that they'll do it. Then after that, you're working for free. So now you got a choice. Opt out or keep working for free and keep letting them fuck with you. And spoil their goods, repossessions. They coming to get it. You don't want to do what we tell you to do. Everything you're working for, we're gonna take it away from you anyway. So why the fuck are you still working? Overthrow their houses, evictions. They're gonna let that shit go. I got videos about that. I'm not going into that. They're gonna let that shit go. They're gonna do for you what you should have did for yourself last year. But see, now you're not psychologically, that would destroy the majority of y'all now. So, I mean, that's how they're playing it. And watch this one. And take their children captive. DSS, foster care. They're gonna start scooping them up. They're gonna take them from these schools, put that shit in them, and they're gonna take them from you because you don't want to do it. They're gonna say, because you don't want to do it, you're not a good parent, you're not fit, and you're gonna make them sick. So they're gonna take them away from you. And by their laws, they can do it. Why? Because they're not your children anyway. They're properties of the state. That's why on your birth certificate and your social security card, it's in all caps. We are all property of the corporation of the United States. Go do some research on that. And watch this. For in captivity or incarceration, remember we read the precept, we talked about how they're gonna be giving y'all's ass up. See, some of you women are pregnant now. And you know, you're talking about you're gonna take a stand and this, that, and other. They're gonna put your ass in jail just because you're pregnant. And you're sitting around to where they can come get you, which is what they're eventually gonna come around and do, and they're gonna incarcerate your ass. And either they're gonna abort that kid, depending on how far along you are, and if you have it, they're taking it from you. You ain't gonna have it. You'll never enjoy holding that baby. They're gonna take it from you. And famine, food shortages. Yep, they're happening in certain places. They're just not reporting on it. They don't want to scare you people that way because we gain credibility. No, they don't want you focused on no food shortage. They want you to focus on what they tell you to focus on. That way it makes them look like they're still in control and have power over your ass. And to a degree, for a lot of you, that is the case. And famine shall they get children. And that's 2 Ezra chapter 16, verses 44 and 46. So there it is, man. And all this happened, and it's happening, and at the same time, they were more scared of you than you are of them. You're more armed than any other damn population in the world, and you have the advantage over a bunch of shitbags that are more afraid of you, and yet all this is happening. All right, man, I'm done with y'all. Peace.